cameras are ready, the fighters are in the ring, and they are ready. So for the record-setting so-long 90,000 fans here, and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get it up to
Paint the sky your favorite color.
What's up, my fans? It's the Mighty Mean Joe Frazier. You are now tuned into Fist Physics. My topic for today is going to be McMayweather, Connor McGregor taking on Floyd Mayweather Jr. Looks like August 26th. It's going down. Alright, fight fans. So if you've been keeping up with the talk, the rumors, just like I have, then you are pretty much aware that Floyd Mayweather Promotions has reserved the dates of August 25th and August 26th at the MGM Grand, Las Vegas, Nevada. Now, we've been hearing rumors about this McMayweather fight, Connor McGregor versus Mayweather, for quite a while, quite a few months now. It's been a lot of talk. There's been no formal announcement yet, but in my opinion, I believe that announcement will be coming towards the end of June, just giving a formal 8 weeks of training. I mean, Floyd Mayweather was actually seen sparring some young guys maybe about a week ago. Not sure of the first fighter he was sparring with. I forget his name off the top of my head, but he did bring in Devin Haney to spar. I mean, that was great. It was great seeing Devin's name getting out there a little bit more. So I do think that this fight is going to be a reality. Now, from what I understand is the offer to Conor McGregor was $100 million flat. He had to then go back and negotiate terms with the UFC, and I believe they're getting a 25% cut, same as Top Rank and Manny Pacquiao. But they're not getting anything else, which means all of the pay-per-view sales, the gate, the merchandising, everything attached to this huge money fight goes into the bank of Floyd Money Mayweather, which is great. I like to see boxers on the come up. As far as their bank accounts go, there's more than 1,000 fighters who were great in their times, great in their weight classes, who died penniless, broke, with all types of physical ailments, and I feel like Floyd Mayweather, Oscar De La Hoya, they are the culmination of these careers, and they got the missed money that these other fighters didn't get. So, I mean, I'm not mad at Floyd Money Mayweather for making this fight happen. Still some things up in question, and I think one of the biggest questions that I've been throwing around is, at what weight is Conor McGregor going to be forced to be at? I'm not a UFC guy. I'm not an MMA guy. I stopped watching that stuff years ago. But I've heard that Conor McGregor's fought as heavy as 175. And Conor McGregor looks like he walks around between 180, 185, somewhere around like that. So that's one of the biggest questions to me is, at what weight is Conor coming in at? And is it going to be too much weight for him to drain off? Because Floyd Mayweather has been at the welterweight division for the longest time. He's kind of dipped into super welterweight, light middleweight, 154. But then again, not really. I think one of his fights, he actually had a catchweight against Canelo at 152. So, I mean, not really. But on the flip side, a couple of months ago, Floyd got on the scale and it said like 161. So, I mean, he can make like a full-blown middleweight. He might not want to fight at middleweight, but he can make the cut. But now, if you were Conor McGregor, you were Team Conor McGregor, I mean, it's bad enough that you're not getting a piece of the gate or the pay-per-view or the merchandising or anything else that is associated with this fight. You simply got to check. Now, if you were really coming into this bout trying to get a win, trying to get the only win on your boxing resume against the greatest defensive fighter probably of all time, if not this era, then you would want to be at a weight where you were comfortable. And because of Floyd's ego, you can kind of twist his arm and pretty much come in whatever weight that you want to. And Conor McGregor never publicly agreed, to any catch weights or anything like that, unlike Canelo, who had put it out there, well, I'm willing to come down to 152. Then when the offer came, they expected you to make 152, but you put it out there. Same thing with Triple G. Triple G actually said that too. You know what? I'd come down to 152 for a Manny Pacquiao or a Floyd Mayweather fight. So, I mean, I'm saying that if Floyd in his history is not known for asking for catch weights, but opponents have opened their mouths and put themselves in a position to be at a catch weight, which I haven't seen Conor McGregor do. So, big questions that I got as far as this fight goes, because they want a lot of money for it. I mean, from what I'm hearing, it could be anywhere from $79 to $99. So, one, what weight class are you guys fighting at? Two, you're gonna have to give the boxing community a pretty decent undercard, because I think for the hardcore fans, I mean, $100 in the end of August. And then on the flip side, you're going to have Triple G and Canelo, which is a fight that the boxing community has been looking forward to for like at least 24 months, man. And that's a lot of money to shell out as a fan, because I'm pretty sure Golden Boy and K9 Promotions are looking to get at least $69.99 out of us for the Triple G Canelo fight. So if there's not a hell of an undercard attached to McMayweather, I'm going to say right now off the top of my head, I'm probably not going to buy this fight. I've been staying away from fights where it's a waste of my money. I didn't buy Chavez Canelo. I knew ahead of time that that fight was going to be no more than an exhibition match. And so I'm not going to pay $100 for another exhibition match. Now don't get it twisted, I'm very happy that Conor McGregor took the challenge and he wants to get in the boxing ring and he's coming over to Boxing World. That's wonderful, because there have been more than a handful of boxers who went over to UFC, went over to MMA, and they were basically cheesed out of a win. And I couldn't see Floyd Mayweather or any boxer who got an opportunity to mix it up with an MMA guy in a boxing ring. Can't imagine them taking the easy way out and doing something cheesy to their opponent. Just couldn't. Another question I have is, how much skill can Conor McGregor develop over the course of, I think he might have got his boxing license in maybe February, I started hearing about it. And he's been training, sparring and stuff like that since then, but still no professional bout. How much development can a person get, even if he is skilled in his own sport? How much development can he receive in this short amount of time? And we won't even have the chance to estimate where Conor McGregor is, because he has no prior fights. The last thing I bring into question is, and I'm not the first one to bring this up, but where does this fight stand on Floyd Mayweather's great resume? I mean, we don't count when Floyd went to fight the Big Show in WWE or WWF, whatever it was, WrestleMania, whatever that was. We don't count that in the world of boxing. Nor do we count the time that Oscar De La Hoya fought Shaquille O'Neal. We give him respect, we give him props. I mean, you fought a guy who's 7'2", outweighed you by 300 pounds. Who's not going to give you respect for that? But at the same time, it was an exhibition match. It was meant for pure entertainment purposes. And because of that, it did not go down on Oscar De La Hoya's resume. You don't pull up Oscar De La Hoya's numbers right now, you're not going to see Shaquille O'Neal on there. So does Conor McGregor count? I mean, I'm pretty sure Floyd Mayweather will pull off the win. But I'm pretty sure. I don't know how the odds are looking, but Conor McGregor is most likely like a 4-1, 5-1, 9-1 underdog. and whoever bets on him is probably just, they're rich. They can afford to lose a ton of money, because I can't imagine why you would put money on this guy. The only thing that Connor has going for him is he's a southpaw. But then again, Floyd hasn't struggled with a southpaw in about 18 years, 16 years or something like that, since he's fought a southpaw that he found to have difficulty with. And I'm not really counting Zab Judah, because Zab Judah was not really there mentally. If you look at the fight before Floyd Mayweather, you understand what I'm talking about. And Conor McGregor is no goddamn Zab Judah. Zab Judah got a lot of skill, man. He was at a forced weight. He should have actually been at a lower weight. Don't even get me into that conversation. But Conor McGregor is no Zab Judah. I mean, so what chances does Conor have at the end of the day? And who's buying this? Out of the hardcore boxing community, who is buying this until we find out at least it's a decent undercard? Now, you imagine that Al Heyman had set it up where Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner are going to fight on the undercard of McMayweather. That's huge. I think a lot of the boxing community would have been tuning in more for the Mikey Garcia, Adrian Broner fight than to see Conor McGregor get outclassed and beat up. So, I mean, we still haven't heard about anything of an undercard. And for $100, I mean, and I think that's why the public, there was such a backlash from the Manny Pacquiao fight. There was no undercards there. They were trying to showcase like young fighters, new guys. That's who they brought out there. Nobody that you knew already. And so you essentially paid $100 to watch Manny Pacquiao get outclassed by Floyd Mayweather for 12 rounds. And that was a steep price to pay. I actually fell asleep on the fight. I invited people over. I didn't have any interest in that fight, man. I actually was looking forward to Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather fighting in 2003. That's right. A lot of people talk about how long it took that fight to be made. 5 years, 6 years. I wanted that fight in 2003 because HBO started to back Manny Pacquiao and started to publicly talk bad about Floyd Mayweather when they had given him all of these accolades already. And then to me, as a fan of both these guys, it came to a point where it was like, okay, HBO, you know what? Get your man Manny Pacquiao, put your money where your mouth is, and let's see if he can beat pretty boy Floyd Mayweather. But that's a totally different subject. We didn't have to wait that long for these two guys, and it's finally here. But I'm really not interested, like honestly. And where is this going to sit on his record? This should not count as a 50th win. That's the only thing that maybe Oscar De La Hoya might have hinted on during his Facebook 5 essay rant is, as the greatest defensive fighter of this generation, if not ever, you cannot possibly expect this match to count on your professional record. It shouldn't. You have an unranked debut. This guy is unranked and he's making his debut. I'm sorry. What's he gonna be like? Ranked like 80 something? He no fights under his belt. I could even see if Conor came out and fought a guy who was 0-21. At least we can say he had a fight. This is not his first pro debut. And even when you look at the pros go from 4-rounders, sometimes 6-rounders, then to 8 to 10 rounders, then to 12 rounders. You're not even getting to see this guy, Conor McGregor, if he has the stamina to go a full 12 rounds. He comes from an area where they do 3 rounds at 5 minutes a pop. It's not the same at all. It's completely different. So hit me up in the comments section. Let me know how you feel about this fight. I think we're getting very close to a formal announcement being made. Like I said previously, earlier in this video, I'm thinking that the announcement will probably come towards the end of June, but I do see it being made. All right, fight fans, it's the Mighty Mean Joe Frazier. 1.